there seems to be an endless list of stress related. This is, in fact, long before, COVID came to our shores and anybody knew that word. I was actually talking to my family doctor, and I was telling her about the work I was doing with people with chronic pain. And I remember she pointed at the door of her surgery and she said, everybody who comes through my door is either maternity or some kind of stress related illness. And she called it the epidemic of the age. And obviously this is before COVID. But her point was that like nearly everybody she sees these days, you could probably trace what they're experiencing back to stress, prolonged stressful thinking. And then, so when you're living in the thinking, it can show up as fibromyalgia, as burning mouth syndrome, psoriasis and eczema, asthma, allergy, migraines, hair loss, fatigue, brain fog, air hunger. I'm not a medical person, but I'm learning all these things. I had terrible back pain. I had back spasms. I had sciatica, IBS. It goes on and on and on. And at the bottom of all of these physiological things, if you ask the person enough questions, you start seeing that they are sitting in prolonged stress all day long. I've got a client right now with what's called hyperacusis. Hyperacusis is a very high sensitivity to sound. And she is in so much pain from sound, she can't even have the air conditioning on without having ear defenders on. Like this, like if someone's jackhammering the road, they have these ear mufflers on. She has to have those on for the air conditioning. And she lives in Southern California. So she is basically lying in bed all day long in a darkened room. And that's her life. In fact, I've actually lost touch with her right now because we couldn't Zoom and we couldn't do phone calls. So how was I going to help her? So I was having to text. And because her eyesight is now affected as well, I could only text like 3 words, and I had to space down 3 spaces and type 3 words. Trying to coach someone with 3 words, space, 3 words. And we did it for a few days and she started getting better. And then she had a relapse with her vision, and I haven't heard from her in a week and a half now. I hope she's okay. I hope she can recover enough that we can communicate again. It's heartbreaking when you really start hearing about the suffering that people are going through. And it's so innocent. So like you said, it's such an innocent misunderstanding of what's actually happening.